Welcome to another theme editor video tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use the column push and the column pull option in order to reorganize columns on desktop and on mobile. Now, to illustrate my point and show you the problem and show you how the push and pull can solve it, I'm going to go ahead and build a two-column layout where we have one column that has some key information and a call to action button, and another column that has some information that scrolls as the call to action remains put. So I'm going to go ahead and build this layout quickly. So it's going to be a 1/3 to 1/3 layout here. So I'm just going to go ahead and set this up. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of text to my sticky column here. Then I'm going to go ahead and add my call to action button. Obviously, I'm not styling the button simply because this is for illustrative purposes. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of text. Now, obviously, I'm just going to duplicate the text that's already here to fill it up a little bit. There we go. And then I'm just going to go ahead and make this one sticky. Right, so let's see what this looks like, and we can identify the problem that we're going to have here. Right, so as we scroll down, the left-hand side column remains put. And this is useful because the user can read the information, and at the same time they have access to the call to action button right here. However, the problem becomes on mobile because what happens is that the call to action button sits on top of the content. This doesn't make much sense because the user would have to read the content before taking the action. So what we're going to do here is we're going to rearrange the layout, and then we're going to use the push and pull to highlight how we can solve this problem. So I'm going to go back to my layout here, and I'm just going to rework it a little bit and switch around the columns here. So I'm going to get started with that. And then we're just going to swap the content around. There we go. Just going to go ahead and update this, and I'm going to show you the next issue. Right, so obviously we have the call to action to the right-hand side, which isn't the original layout we wanted. Of course, if we reduce the viewport width here, we see that at least the content stays above it. So this is where the push and pull becomes very handy, because in fact, we can pull the call to action section to the left, and we can push the content section to the right. So I'm going to show you how to do this now. So we go back to our layout here, and I go to the column alignment, and we're going to push the column by 4 columns. So that's 1/3. And then we're going to go to the right-hand sticky column, and we're going to pull this one by 2/3. So 8 columns, in other words. Now that that is done, let's have a look and see what this looks like. And there we go, so we have the original layout. Now that we scroll down, we have our sticky content. It remains sticky as we scroll down and gets pushed up as it goes out of view. Now when we reduce the viewport size here, we'll see the interesting thing is that the right content comes first before the call to action, and the call to action ends up at the bottom, which makes total sense. And that's how we use push and pull.